welcome to another episode of Movie Pass Fail. I'm Mike Lehman.
I'm Tyler Walker.
I'm Nathan Talon.
I'm Noah Hahn.
And this week we have a slew of excellent movies that you probably don't want to see. And I'm going to try not to swear for Tyler's grandma. All right.
Parkour.
Parkour. Nope, said
All right.
that wrong.
All right. First up, Insidious: The Last Key.
Fail.
Yeah?
Okay, fail.
Uh-oh.
We
Can't
discussed
qualify
it in
it.
the
We
car.
can't qualify it.
Boom. Phantom Thread.
Pass.
I agree, pass. I agree.
How hard do you agree?
Hey, we don't discuss that yet.
We'll discuss it. We'll discuss it. Proud Mary.
Pass.
No. God, no. Fail.
Fail.
Hard fail.
That's the hardest of fails.
Den of Thieves.
Underline, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Den of Thieves.
You're the only one that saw it. So it gets a fail. So, first time we've had a bum week where more than 50% are fails, but there you have it. If you want to go see a movie that just came out, see Phantom Thread. And
Or you look at the Best Picture nominee list and then just go off of that.
yeah,
Star Wars is still playing.
No, don't see that.
Thor Ragnarok might still be out.
Go see that.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Paddington 2.
If you want to stick around for reviews, we're going to get into some spoilers, so I'm not going to swear.
These hauntings can be terrifying things. This one was different, though. The haunted house is my family's house.
Well, Insidious was the least bad, I'm guessing.
I think
Because both of us were riddling on a almost pass.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. Insidious was, and really, I feel like that's the way with a lot of Insidious movies. Barring the first one, which I really like, I feel like the other ones, there's really good parts in it, some good design, and then just like something's just wrong. Like it's just not a good story, or there's not good acting, and it doesn't really come together. But like honestly, the big demon in this, the villain, is really well designed.
He's really
It's
cool. I
scary.
liked him.
It's scary. It's great stuff. And usually, that's the part I usually don't like about Insidious movies is like the other world, right? Like, but this one it was well done. But this story is just garbage. It's really bad. What's the synopsis?
Let's see. She goes back to like her childhood home to fix a
The psychic.
thing. Yeah, psychic from the first one that they keep trying to make
Elise.
the main character.
Yeah.
Her and her two henchmen go out, and that's pretty much it. They just go into her old house.
It's
that
another
was super
prequel.
haunted. Yeah, second prequel.
Another prequel. She goes back to her childhood home.
And then it shows her childhood.
It does a little bit.
The intro.
Interestingly enough, her mother has this gene, and we find out later that she has more relatives that also had the gene. So we're looking at a good solid spin-off series coming up here soon, which is great.
In the commercial for the movie or the trailer, there's this event that happens with a finger key, and then she shuts
Yeah.
off the voice box.
Yeah.
That's okay.
What-
There was a
is that
couple
what happened?
moments,
Yeah.
like there
What
was a
is that?
scene with the suitcases. I know that made you mad just for how long it took.
They try real hard for their scares. They try extra. Like
But
you can tell, like it's a game. It's a game between the audience and the movie maker as to where, okay, you know I'm going to try to scare you right now. Let's see how long it takes and how weird it gets before I actually do. And it feels like you're literally talking to the guy directing it, and it's just. I mean, I appreciate it to some level, but on another level, it's like, all right, let's
Just get to the point,
Yeah,
like-
let's spend that time developing like characters and stuff. But so the family, we go back to the family. It's the mom is trying to protect Elise from her father, who is a bit of an abusive.
It's 1950s, in the South. The husband's abusive. There's no going around it in any movie.
He wears a tank top and he drinks, so there's that. And he beats everybody mercilessly.
Even the ghost.
He doesn't believe in the ghost.
By the way, this house is so filled with spirits that we never see or even interact with it. Every time Elise goes into it, she's like overtaken. She's like, "There's so many, I can't even think." We
But
never meet any
there's
of
only
them.
one
We only
spirit
meet
we
one
see.
in the basement.
I guess the house makes the guys go evil and like kidnap girls. I didn't get that.
Yeah, the house is kind of its own.
Like it with dairy.
It was
Town of
better.
Derry.
No, just this house.
Just this house.
I know, but like same principle.
The house
where
is
it's
on like a mental asylum, right, or something like that.
Of course it is.
Mental
Yeah, and it's mainly it's not a coincidence. It's mainly following around Elise because whatever's in the house, the demon that we finally meet and ends up being actually pretty cool, is trying to get control of Elise so it can use her powers, which by the way take a drastic turn in this movie. Now she can. What was the thing that just completely blew my mind? I don't even remember what it was anymore. I tried to block most of this movie out.
I don't
But
think I remember either.
She gets this new power where she can do she can make something move. She's somehow telepathic or something like that.
She's like Danny Phantom, where she's half ghost, half human being.
That'd be a more interesting movie at this point. At least they showed us how the henchmen get their clothes. That was an important plot point.
That was an important plot point. It's all the prequel stuff is there. How did they get to wear these clothes? How did they get to have all these cool gadgets? Why is Elise scared of everything all the fucking time, even though this is her job?
It kind of goes into the first
Oh,
one
I
at
was
the
going to
ending.
swear. You bleep that out.
No, it's fine. Swear if you want to. Some of the acting was kind of bad. She runs into her old brother, and that was awful. Like, it was just so cheesily written.
Her brother, they have a contentious relationship because she's fed up, right? She can't take this family anymore, so she leaves. She causes the death of her mother, so it's a rough time for her because the demon comes through. She opens the door, right? She has a key. This is called the last key. There's 5 keys. The first one, she opens up a door in the basement, and the demon comes through, takes control of her body, and uses it to to telepathically elevate her mother up and like wrap a cord around her neck and like strangle her, right? So this whole time, Elise has this fucking issue. Elise has this issue about like having killed her mother, right? And she ends up leaving the house, and the brother's like, "Oh, well, you left me with."
The real monster.
You left me with
our
the real
dad.
monster. Yeah.
That's what the main problem was. The writing was so like expositionally driven that like they couldn't let a good line. It was like, you left me with the real monster. We could all know he's talking about the dad, but it's like our father. Like at the end of it, it's like you don't need to say that.
This movie
They
was
do,
written
though,
for an
'cause high
8-year-old
school-
with ADD.
High schoolers were seeing it because that's where all the money from horror movies come from now. Is you just got to get the date movie or the Friday night hangout movie.
But
and
something
everyone
like-
goes to
Apparently
go
they
see
need to
it.
spell it
something
out
like the
because he's
first-
like you left me with the real monster, and we're all like, yeah, her dad, and he's like, our dad. It's, all right, well,
That happened multiple times throughout the whole movie. But it's like the first Insidious was really good. Conjuring's really good. They can make them good, but they're choosing to make them like this.
Well,
They are
because-
so dumbed down.
And from a studio standpoint, I understand it because look at a movie like Get Out or something like that, where they cost nothing to make, and then they go and make 500%,
But that's a good movie.
like on top of just the budget. So that's what they're doing now with these horror movies. Is they just see them as like these small studios just put.
This is
a
actually
million-
made from the guy who made Get Out, too.
but this is like
The producer.
Oh, Blumhouse.
Blumhouse,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Blumhouse but Blumhouse does a cool thing too, where they just get like a whole bunch of people and they say, $1 million, make your movie. We'll see what happens. And then sometimes they are just terrible, but then sometimes you get out, and then that funds your next 500 movies.
this feels like choices were being made by the studio to drive purely for money and at the expense of artistic integrity. It feels like if somebody had walked into the guy making Jordan Peele into his office and said, listen, we're going to offend some of these white people, take some of all the white jokes out. Also, we need to reach a lower demographic, so take out every word that is more than 3 syllables. And then also anything that could be left ambiguous, just have the next line be exactly what the answer is. It just feels so completely watered down.
And it's disappointing because it's written by Leigh Whannell, is that his name? He wrote all of the Insidiouses, Saws, Conjuring. He's written all these movies. This one, it's like he's getting worse. Like the first installment of a series is good, but it gets worse
He's
every
just
time.
done. He just phones it in. And, yeah.
He plays one of the henchmen too. He plays the one guy.
Juan didn't direct this, did he?
No. Oh, thank God he didn't. I forgot who did. Saw nobody. Not a big name.
Whoever did the costume design, set design, was it prosthetics?
Production.
Yeah.
Yeah, production design. Fucking.
It's okay,
fantastic.
Mike. It's okay. My grandma will
fantastic.
forgive you.
Yeah, but it's the F word every time too.
Yeah.
I've seen Insidious 2.
What's your grandma's name?
Sandra.
I'm sorry, Sandra.
She won't even be that offended.
Insidious 2 is the only one I've seen out of the whole saga,
Okay.
and I thought it was all right.
It is. I mean, it's all right.
And
One's
that's-
better. See, one's pretty good. One.
I'd rather watch The Conjuring before.
I'd rather watch
Yeah,
The
The
Conjuring.
Conjuring's pretty good too.
Because I just hear nothing but great things about The Conjuring.
It's great. I think Insidious 1 has the best scare of the last couple generations.
And this
of
movie
horror
copied
movies.
it.
Which one?
Yeah, this movie did copy it.
When
At the
the
dinner
demon's
table?
right behind his shoulder.
Yeah.
See, like, and then people say that they don't want jump scares, but like that's an example of a jump scare done right.
Yeah.
Because like the one problem with a lot of horror movies now, like kind of as a kid and growing up, I hated horror movies because I'm like, why would someone want to get scared? But then I actually went to go see one. I'm like, wait a second.
It's exhilarating.
Well, yeah, but then now they're just doing the same thing over and where it's like, and the music's rising, jump scare or a fake jump scare, and that's the entire movie.
This whole movie is like layers upon layers of that fake jump scare. It's like, fake out. Oh no, fake. And then the like, I give them points for trying, but then at some point it's like, okay, let's get it over with so we can just move on and
with
do
the movie.
something.
Yeah.
The best jump scares are the ones that generally take you by surprise. Like you shouldn't be able to. Oh, that's gonna be a jump
Yeah.
scare right there. Even Conjuring had moments where it was like, "Yep, I know what's gonna happen." You can switch it up a little bit, but like it just needs to surprise you. And this movie just did not do that.
Noah,
you knew
Conjuring-
from. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
You knew from the start she was looking through these suitcases in like this sewer? Was she in a sewer?
It was like a.
Tunnels?
It was some sort of weird air conditioning pipe that was shaped like a sewer drain for small people.
She's opening these suitcases, and you know, because the back is facing the end of the tunnel, you know she's gonna open it, close it, jump scare right behind it. You knew, but they kept going through cases.
Four
like,
times this happened.
3 or 4. Yeah,
suitcases.
she opened one, close it, put it down, open the next one. Same exact stuff's in there. It was a human skull and some clothes. That's all that's in there. She opens it again, nothing. Closes it, puts it down, grabs the next one, and why? There's no point to that. We get the point that she's looking
Yeah,
through these.
We already know what the
Last
scares are.
one, open the suitcase. Demon!
Yeah.
Insidious, Conjuring, what are your thoughts, Noah?
I don't do horror films just for the people around me. Because I get scared at first, like the first couple of jump scares, like, yeah, whatever. I'll jump, I'll scream, whatever. But then after that, the adrenaline just turns like getting me hyped up like I'm getting ready for a fight. So I'll be sitting in the movie theater and like the first jump scare will happen. I'll be like, ah, crap, whatever, you know? But then as it goes on, like not even halfway through, a jump scare will happen. Everyone else screams and I'll be like, all right, let's go, let's go.
So if like you were getting ready for a fight, you would just be watching a horror movie and
turn on The Conjuring.
It's your
getting
prep
pumped
work.
up.
I think you were getting mad at me in the theater because like every time someone's gonna, because I hate getting scared. I hate horror movies, but I love them.
He was
I kept going like this,
adorable.
like I don't want to watch it. And like I get
Hey,
scared.
One
was
time I
adorable.
saw a movie in the theater, and it was stupid, but it was like it was the perfect movie as a high schooler because it was like PG-13. You didn't need to have a parents to go, so you just bring
You were a
someone
rebel.
to it. And like what you do is you watch it, and then you just, whenever you know a scare's about to happen, you just look up to the corner.
I just kind of go. I go like this.
I can't be looking at the screen when I have to sneeze.
Well, I told you guys what happened during it when one of the scares happened, and I loudly made a sound, and everybody in the theater went right to me. Oh God, I couldn't take that. I felt
It
so
wasn't
embarrassed.
that scary.
And then he giggled like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman after he hit the box. All right,
All right,
let's
I think
move
that's
on.
Insidious.
Yeah,
All right.
see Insidious if you don't like to think during a movie. In fact, if you like a movie that makes you stop thinking, see Insidious Last Key.
Gangbangers, these are not. Dealing with a different animal here.
AKs, ARs, AR, duck.
Do we look like the types who'll arrest you? We just shoot you. Let's go! Den of Thieves, rated R.
Den of Thieves.
What can I say about Den of Thieves? I had hopes. I love bank heist movies. I love heist movies. I love crime movies. But this is a 2.5-hour snooze fest, which I don't know was even possible when it's supposed to be this giant crime going down. But it basically follows this crew of it's like a crew of veterans, kind of. Like,
Like
some of them
soldier
are
vet- like
veterans.
Afghanistan
Yeah,
veterans.
like some of them are veterans. They like make like 1 or 2 lines where it's like, oh yeah, that's how they met up, is they were in the same whatever.
Okay.
And then this new guy comes in as like the getaway driver, and then there's the other side, which is Gerard Butler, and the cops were like dirty cops, and they just like killing people, and they're just bad people. So you get 2 sides of non-likable characters already, and it just
Wait,
it's
why aren't
2
the-
hour. It's an hour and 45 minutes of build up, and by build up I mean they just do whatever they want until it comes. They just show these people's
This whole
lives.
thing is leading up to one heist.
Pretty much, yeah, because it starts off with a heist, which I was like, it opens up gunfight, and then it goes into like setup. You just get to see the personal lives of Gerard Butler getting divorced and all this stuff, which never comes back to play any part of the movie whatsoever. And then you also get to see the criminals and what they got going on, and how the new getaway driver's in the bartender, and the cops find the getaway driver and try to interrogate him to get information, and they say, hey, you just keep doing what you're doing, keep telling us stuff, and we'll be good. And then nothing comes of that really until the twist at the end, which is just awful. And then,
What's the twist?
do you want to know?
I'm never gonna watch it. So
So the getaway driver
is a cop.
planned this whole thing, and he's from the UK. And this is like the last 5 minutes of the movie. So Ice Cube's kid is from the UK, and he was like faking an American accent and everything to do this Federal Reserve heist. And then he got like arrested by the cops like during the last heist, and then the rest of everyone else died. But then he escaped while they were chasing the other people,
Okay.
and took the money. Well, he didn't take the money. He worked with his other crew and got the money, and then he escaped back to the UK, and he's like rich in the UK now.
Okay, so it's kind of, are they trying to make like Italian Job? Like
They're
kind of
trying to
thing?
do every heist movie ever.
Was the heist good?
No.
Okay. Damn.
It was.
That's bad to mess
it
up a
was-
heist.
It was sneak into a place, wait. Uh-oh, you're gonna get caught. No. Uh-oh, you're gonna get caught. No. Okay, you're out. And then he gets caught. And then you're like, what is going on? And then just to put the the cherry on top is this whole movie was boring. I was drifting, like at the beginning I was like,
What about everybody else in the theater?
I don't know, they seem to be having a decent enough time.
Okay.
But like only at the jokes that were in the movie, which was like legit Gerard Butler just being a jerk, like being an awful human, and then people are like, it's so funny. I'm like, dude, this guy is awful.
Why aren't the thieves
Like cheating
likable?
on his wife, and look at the main problem with this movie is that the way it's put together is like so bizarre. Like every time it would cut to something, it had some sort of text at the bottom, same font, same location. Sometimes it would be like saying the setting. Sometimes it would be characters' names. Sometimes it would be, and like for the first 25 minutes, me and my friend are trying to figure out what these words at the bottom mean. Like, is that his name? And then eventually they say the name that was on the screen, and I'm like, okay, that's his code name or whatever. And then just like 50 Cent has like 10 lines in the movie. He's built like a tank, but I mean, even those 10 lines aren't delivered well. The
Does he
main thief in the Den of Thieves is really good. He gives a great performance. Well, I wouldn't say great, but great for the movie standards.
Okay.
Like he's trying. His character is the most interesting because you don't really, like and they have like a code. It's like they don't kill civilians. They don't shoot unless fired upon, all that sort of
Our
stuff.
protagonists are absolutely the thieves. They're just not likable.
Yeah, and then like they spend so much time on Gerard Butler's character because he's the A-list celebrity, and he's just not likable at all. He like cheats on his wife, and then he gets a divorce, and then you're supposed to, and then she goes off and gets married to another guy, and then he goes over and interrogates the new guy, and then people are laughing at it. I'm like, why is he doing this? This is ridiculous. Also, why does this matter to the movie? Oh wait, it doesn't. It doesn't matter to the movie. So like, a good half of the movie is just like they're like, we need to fill the runtime before the heist. Like you can tell that they planned the whole movie around like this heist. So then they're like, we have the start.
Okay.
We gotta fill in the
Okay,
story
yeah.
before then.
So they started with the beginning, and they have the end, And they're just like, what do we do for an hour and a half in
Let's
there?
just show the everyday lives of the characters.
Yeah, what's happening with these guys?
And
It does sound boring.
They try to do something clever where it's like, oh, they're faking a heist to distract the cops from the actual heist that's going on. But then that just gets dropped within 10 minutes, and it's like, oh, nope, they know exactly where they are now. So it was like, I thought there was going to be some dual kind of conclusion to the movie where it's like you got two heists going on at once.
Yeah.
And then the cops would have to like split up, and nope. They drop it instantly. It just used to fill up more time. And the cops immediately know where the other heist is, so they just head over there, and it's like, what is going on?
I'm racking my brain. Go ahead.
And then this is it. So I'm bored throughout this entire movie. It gets to the final gunfight, the final 20 minutes of the movie. And it's them on a road, backing up, just shooting at each other. And that's the conclusion of the movie, until all of them are dead.
Oh, so at Tarantino's.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like, it even starts off with like the same way The Town does. You ever see The Town?
That's what it feels like. You're trying to like. It feels like they're going for like The Town meets Italian Job.
Yeah,
it's like kind
meets-
of a Die Hard. Kind
Yeah,
of thing with
yeah.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, it's just super weird. And then like, but it starts off like this many. Like it keeps like putting numbers on the screen. You're like, this is how many bank heists happen in this city. And it like fades
Oh,
off.
Very Town.
And then it fades off, and then goes like, Los Angeles, California, and I'm like, oh my god! And then like I'm like I should just watch the East Coast version of this in The Town, and it's a better movie. Like it's a better movie. Like so, what I'm saying is, instead of seeing Den of Thieves, watch almost any other bank heist movie ever, and you'll be satisfied.
Let's just go through some of the better bank heist movies.
The
You got Heist.
Heat,
You got
Italian Job. I like Italian.
Yeah, Italian Job for sure.
Ocean's 11,
Reservoir Dogs.
not Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13,
Thanks.
Ocean's 8,
I agree 100%.
Inception,
Sure.
Yeah.
my favorite heist movie of all time. Inception.
There's a lot of good heist movies.
I'm telling you, I love them. So that I had hopes. I had like at least a decent hope that this would be a fun ride.
Triple
Not Tower
Nine.
Heist.
Isn't
Don't
that
say
a heist
Tower
movie?
Heist. Or
What?
any of the
Triple
Fast and
Nine.
Furious.
So yeah,
Nine.
at the end of the day,
You know what I'm talking about.
not that fun.
Well,
Not fun. Kind of boring. Kind of drab. Like just sitting there waiting. Like I was honestly just waiting for it to be over.
This Friday. Be strong. Be free. Be proud. Proud Mary. Rated R. Friday.
Proud Mary.
Holy shit.
We even brought him along to talk.
Motherfucker. I don't care about the I don't care about the swearing part, by the way. So whatever comes out is gonna come out. Sorry, Grandma, but
It was bad.
It was bad.
it was really.
I'd rather watch
It was
the
bad.
So real quick, there was a lot of controversy surrounding the release of this movie
Was there?
because people were like, because people love Taraji P. Henson for good reason.
Sure.
She's a fun
great.
person. But people are like, why aren't they advertising this movie? There's been no advertisement for this movie. I can't believe this. They're like just putting this back in the corner person of color, hiding the movie. And like at first I was like, it's kind of weird because like I saw one poster for it, and then I was like, Taraji P. Henson, fresh off of like that FX show or whatever she does, the Fox show Empire.
Yeah,
I was like,
Empire.
Right.
she's
And
gonna
she did
start
that
starring in these movies
Hidden
now.
Figures.
And then all of a sudden it just dropped off the face of the planet. And then it's like, oh, it's coming out this weekend. I was like, I haven't seen anything for this movie. What? And now I know why. Is because it's awful.
Let's start
It's
at the
god
beginning.
awful.
So it opens
Oh,
in the
God.
70s, like 70s. What's that type of music?
R&B. It's got
R&B,
R&B, soul,
funk.
soul music. Yeah,
Yeah.
funk. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's not
logos
like-
are all
It's
70s.
not set in the
110th
70s.
Street. You know, very Pam Grier.
Yeah,
It
very,
tries to
very
establish this
Foxy-
kind of.
Foxy Brown kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
And then it drops.
dies.
It,
And
it
then
never
you
comes back.
never hear that music again. It just all of that immediately
It's not even shot
fades
in like a
away.
70s style. It doesn't have any grit to it.
There's
There's
only-
2 action sequences, right? Isn't there? No, there's 2.
There's
Well,
3,
two-
but
two
one
and
of
a
them
half.
is just barely. You know.
The first action sequence is the only action for about an hour, and it's literally like she grabs a gun from the guy's pocket, shoots the guy, shoots him, and it's cut so fast that you don't see what's happening.
All right, I'm gonna try to synopsize this movie as fast as possible so we can get all the shit that is just wrong with it. So, There is a hit woman, Taraji P. Henson. She gets sent on a job. She kills this person. Turns out there's a little kid in the room, right? She's murdered somebody's father.
That's where the movie failed in the first scene.
She keeps tabs on the person. We go to a year later. Now she has followed this kid. He's in running drugs, right? He's doing all the wrong things. He gets in trouble. She takes him in. Now she is trying to shelter him from her life while at the same time being a good mother. So that's where he's trying to figure out what she does. They have a terrible relationship with each other. Everyone has a terrible relationship with each other. And when he finally figures out that, obviously what she does and what she had done, then it becomes a contentious thing between them. That doesn't pay off in any way, shape, or form, and that is this movie.
It's
God,
bad.
it's bad. Okay,
It's so cliche, but the cliches are done so horribly that it's awful.
It's
so bad.
It's reminiscent of The Room in how technically bad it is as well. Like, it isn't just a bad movie that's done, like shot well, looks like a movie. It looks like a bad movie. There's bad editing. You cut between 8 different angles in one scene. Some of the times you make 4 different cuts inside of 1 second of time within the movie. There's weird establishing shots that have no place for anything. We have to watch the same apartment every single time we go to one place, and it's also the same apartment we used to go to a different place. We use the same alley for a car. No car ever goes above 30 miles an hour in the entire movie up until the very end.
She uses her blinker at one point.
Oh boy. There's bad stage direction. There is bad audio.
The score is awful.
The score is completely shit.
It sounds like it's something ripped from a fucking Bourne movie or something like that. Like, it's supposed to be really intense or whatever.
They use Proud Mary, some bad cover of it, and then they use the actual version in the end credits 10 minutes later.
The acting is god awful.
She supposed to be this badass hitman, and guess what? She cries in every single scene.
Every single scene that she's with the mob that she works with. She looks like she's on the verge of tears.
The only time she's not crying is when she's talking to the child about his shitty life. She can't keep it together. She's the worst hit woman I've ever seen, because every time any kind of pain is happening to anybody, she has this she's the worst poker face. She's just looking away and it's and everyone's looking at her like, what's up with her? And rightly so, because she is supposed to be a cold-hearted killer, and she is just wearing all of her acting choices on her
There's
sleeve.
this one moment. She kills the kid's the person who's been getting him the drugs to run, and that mob and her mob are now going to fight and be at war. So nobody knows that she killed him, and they're like, "Well, who killed her? It must have been Walter." And she goes, "Thank God!" In the middle of the room.
Outwardly sighed.
Yeah, thank God they don't know it's me.
Hold on.
Rolls her eyes and sighs out loud.
So
She's in the room with all these people.
So what? All I want to know
Don't ask if there's anything good.
is how does this movie conclude?
Exactly how you think it's going to conclude. I called the
it's
beginning
so
the ending in the beginning. The mob is going to get the kid. They're going to keep him hostage. She has to come save him. She kills the one guy she has a relationship with, rescues the kid. That's the end of the movie. You can see it coming from
So is she
bajillion
still a
miles
hit
away.
woman at
Here-
the end for Proud Mary 2?
Here's how it ends. And this was honestly my favorite part. It ends with her driving off with a child she has no documentation for, with a gun wound,
2.
in a bullet-riddled car with no door, and then drives off
It's a
that's
happy
going to
ending.
go well. Any of that is going to go well. They're not just going to immediately be pulled
She drives the
over,
same car
and
to all
she's
her
gonna go to
killings.
prison, and the
That's
kid
what I
goes
was
to
thinking.
some homeless shelter.
I've never seen a killer drive the same car to all the killings. I've never seen that happen. The
Driver?
same exact
Oh, he's not a
car.
killer.
He's an escape.
He's an escape artist.
It was just.
He gets stuck and he gets handcuffed in the pool, and then he's got to get out while driving a car.
This is either somebody's first attempt at a movie or somebody's last.
This is
You
the
know who
director
directed
of
it?
London Has Fallen.
That makes a little bit of sense. London Has Fallen was better than this, though.
What about Olympus Has Fallen?
Olympus Has Fallen was better than London Has Fallen.
White
Olympus
House
Has
Down
Fallen
was
was a
better
fun
than
movie.
both
Yeah.
of those.
I agree.
I
This
did not
was
see
not.
London Has Fallen.
This was the opposite of fun.
Guess who directed Den of Thieves?
Who?
The writer of London Has Fallen.
Wow.
Oh my god.
We found out
right.
that Insidious is directed by somebody involved with that. Like, dude. No.
This, I know you guys agree with me on this. I was angry after this movie at how bad it was. This wasn't even fun. This isn't a movie
was
you
fun
can
to
go
make fun
to.
of.
No,
What were
not,
they- yeah.
not for me. Not for
No,
me. I was
I-
doing it just to stay sane.
I was hoping you guys wanted to leave so I could leave with you because I didn't want to stay anymore.
yeah, this isn't like a romp through
Well,
a
we left
bad
the
movie.
theater and we
This
went to
is-
go see another one just to like clean ourselves of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guilt.
Well, I went and watched the end of Phantom Thread, which I fell asleep
we watched
in the last
Star
5 minutes
We
when
went
I
to go
first
see
watched
Star
it.
Wars.
I came to, yeah, and then we went and watched the rest of Star Wars. I mean, it was just, it was exhausting and how bad it was.
At one point, like I lost all energy. I couldn't keep up with these two yelling at the screen. And
Wait, were
I
you
was
the
just
only
like,
people in the theater?
Yeah, we were the
we
only people
had
in
the
the
entire
theater.
theater to ourselves, and I just reached a point where the only thing that I could do is just go, ah, because it
Like,
was just
yeah.
that fucking depressing.
Like
of a
every
film.
time something happened, you're just like, why?
If that theater was full of other people, I don't think I could have made it through it because then we couldn't have talked out loud. It wasn't even fun to make fun of.
I don't think if there was if there's other people in that theater, I would have been able to make eye contact with them, because I'm
Why are you here?
like, well, if maybe we could make eye contact,
Well,
maybe
if
we could
that-
like gain some kind of common ground and be like, man, wasn't that bad? But if there was like somebody laughing behind me, I honestly don't know if I could look them in the eyes.
Someone would have snapped and turned around and started yelling at him. One of us three, if something like that.
I think all of us, like, I made a joke at the end. I was like, is it too late to cancel the show? Because if any other movie's gonna be like this, I don't want to do Movie Pass anymore.
And the shitty thing is, it's such a genre that deserves a good turn to it. Like Jackie Brown did it perfect, and I know that's Tarantino, and I know that's like the top echelon of movie, but it's really ripe ground for a really good reboot, and I feel like this just makes everyone. It's gonna
wanna
make
do
everyone
it.
not want to do it, and it makes me angry.
They market it as like a 70s movie. It's not a 70s. Not at all. Not in any way. It's not shot, edited. Music is nothing like that.
There is a reason that the entire trailer is by the way, the entire trailer is just the first minute of the movie. They literally took the first minute, didn't edit it at all, and was like, here's the trailer. And they did that because that's the only part of the movie where you're getting some kind of 70s vibe for it.
Like I said, I think they made her name Mary just so they could use that song in there. Like I almost thought she was gonna say "I'm proud to be Mary" or something. Like I felt the movie was that bad and stoop
Do you
down
think
that low.
the person who wrote this movie was a musician and they made that song and they're like, how can I get this song out there? I know, I'll make an entirely shitty movie for it.
Yeah.
There's no redeeming factors in this movie. By like the end action sequence, it wasn't the worst I've ever seen, but by that point, it's just like it doesn't make up for it. Like it's not even good.
I feel you. So yeah, definite pass from you guys, I can tell.
Go see it,
It is the heaviest fail.
if you hate movies.
If there's a movie lower than this, by the time we're done with the show, I
There
would
will be.
This has set the
shocked.
bar. This has set the. I feel like we should put this on the board, and we should is this Proud Mary bad? and we'll try to unseat it.
We
throughout
gotta find the
this
best
semester.
movie of the year and the worst movie, so that we can keep the tallies. Like,
We need like one of those.
Okay.
is this a
For sure.
pass, a fail, or like a Proud Mary fail? Like,
We need like one of those Top Gear rating bars. You know what they did with the timings for the
Yeah.
laps around the track? We should have something like that, but with like how bad a movie.
I'm down with
What
like.
we
Proud
need-
Mary being at the
what we
top.
need to do, we need to have like a confetti cannons where we finally find the movie worse than Proud Mary.
All right, well, now you're just being ridiculous. I don't have the money to pay for this production value. So I feel like this is my personal opinion. I feel like Proud Mary is the worst one we've seen by far, and I feel like The Post is my favorite that I've seen so far, or the best.
We should probably do. Everyone has their worst and their best.
Okay, I'm Proud Mary the
'Cause
Post.
there's
Can
no
you
way
go
we're
see
all
Proud
gonna
Mary
agree.
so you can just agree with us for this one?
No. After
Your
this, I
best
listened
worst?
as I listened to the podcast. I'll take your guys' opinion to heart and just fail Proud Mary and never see it ever.
It's a wise choice.
Probably
Yeah.
Den of Thieves will be the worst.
I'm trying to think
You
of
think?
his
Well,
name.
where like Den of Thieves all the way down?
Yeah, what? The
You didn't see
movies
the.
that.
You haven't seen the movies. You didn't see Commuter.
Yeah,
Commuter
I see
was the
Wonder.
worst up until.
Yeah, I did that. And then best the Poe Mason.
You really, I mean, there's a couple of, you got to start seeing some bad movies because I feel like we're taking the brunt of this.
Oh, I can't wait to see Hostiles. This
Oh, wait,
weekend.
that one's gonna be a train wreck, huh?
You think it's
poor
gonna be
soul.
bad?
I'll see. I'll see.
poor,
50, I'll
poor
see
soul.
50 Shades.
Oh, that's gonna no, that won't be as bad as Proud Mary. I'm calling it now.
No, 50 Shades are at least. They're made. It's a movie from start to finish. Proud Mary seems like they just grabbed a bunch of, like, they got first time editor, first time everything to just make this movie.
Or
here's,
last
here's
time.
another scene. So the kid goes to the mob, the main mob guy, and he's like, "You're gonna let her go," and then he's like, "Oh yeah, well, I ordered a hit on your dad, and guess who carried it out? Mary." It's like, why are you telling a kid that you ordered a hit on his dad? But
That was completely confusing.
Yeah,
Like-
that was. Yeah.
I say, listen, kid, I'm not the one you should be angry with. I only told this person to kill your father, so really you should be mad at this person. And also, yeah, but also you, Danny
Oh, okay.
Glover.
he has a gun.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
Danny Glover.
Okay.
Okay.
Enough.
My brother is adored by the women who wear our design.
You look beautiful.
Three-time Academy Award winner Daniel Day-Lewis is one of the best actors alive.
I feel as if I've been looking for you for a very long time.
Don't miss his final and most astonishing performance in Phantom Thread, hailed by the LA Times, Vanity Fair, and Rolling Stone as one of the best pictures of the year.
I have things I simply cannot do without you.
Phantom Thread.
Phantom Thread. Is it just me and Mike?
Yeah.
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 Go ahead. I've been spouting off.
So the only other PTA movie I've seen is Punch Drunk Love. And at the end of it, I was like, wow, what a capable made movie. Every, like, performances were great, direction was great, it looked great, but I don't care. Like, that's how I felt at the end of it, is I was like,
Like the Ingus Patient. Or something.
yeah, like, it's like a well-made movie, but by the end, I was like, I didn't really get anything out of that. Phantom Thread is how I feel, but I still think it's worth seeing based on how well made it is. Like, this is like, you got Daniel Day-Lewis killing it. You got the female lead. I don't know what her name is.
Yeah,
Didn't
we
see
should
her in
look up her
anything
name.
because
Oh,
she's
look,
great.
somebody look
You
that
guys
up.
talk.
She's holding
She deserves a-
scenes
she
with
deserves a mention.
yeah, holding scenes with Daniel Day-Lewis, and it's not even like I don't care. It's just by the end of it, I was just like, okay, I understand what they were going for.
Was the character Ciro or Alma?
Alma.
Alma. It was Vicky Creeps.
Okay,
Creps?
she did good.
Creeps? Is that how you pronounce that?
I think it's Krebs.
Creps.
She did a good job.
Yeah, she was great. And not my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis performance by a long, not even my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis in a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. But a good, I mean, it's hard for him to be bad, right? It really is. He's very capable in his world, and this is definitely in his world.
Yeah, and it's like there's nothing bad about this movie at all.
Right.
It's just what it is kind of just leaves me like,
Good question. Is there some good tracking shots? Because that's one of the things he's pretty
yeah,
famous
there's
for.
great stuff.
Yeah,
He
the
also,
cinematography is excellent.
which is interesting because he did it himself.
Ooh, he did?
There was no cinematographer on the movie,
That's cool.
and that's why like it's not nominated for cinematography, and there is no cinematographer credited because he said I'm not going to take credit for being a cinematographer because I'm not one. Like, he doesn't want to take that away from actual cinematographers, even though
Yeah.
this is like one of the better looking movies of the year. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was
Maybe
a
he should
couple
quit
of
being a
scenes.
director. And
That would be cool. He's the first director to be nominated for cinematography for the same movie. That would have been kind of a cool milestone.
I mean, there's I don't know about you, but I found a couple of scenes like not just good but great. Like the when they're doing the measuring the body, and they're cutting
Yep.
between all those. It's you could put that into a film class. Like that is.
I
textbook.
agree.
we should wrap this up soon because Film Club. It's 3:03.
Sure.
Okay.
Just
plus,
any last thoughts?
the supporting actress that plays Daniel Day-Lewis's sister. She's great.
She's nominated.
Is she?
Yeah, she I think deserves it. There's a lot of really. I mean, if you don't need bang bang bang, everything pithy lines coming at you. If you want to take a break from a Sorkin script, this is if you want to see two people just looking at each other for 20 seconds, but there is a lot going on in just those people looking at each other, this is a very, I don't want to say pretentious, but very artsy movie in that regard.
It's like, it's the movie where the director clearly knows what he's doing, and he knows every frame what each meaning is to him. And like he planned out everything that happens in this movie, and it shows through it, like certain shots, how there's like a really good shot of like this dress, and then she's on the couch, and then he walks in, and then like in order to get them in frame, the dress kind of moves out of frame, and it kind of shows like the drifting of the because like he's like super obsessive compulsive about making these dresses and making them perfect, and like he kind of looks at like humans as more of like they're wearing his art instead of caring about them. Like he doesn't. He'll measure you and he'll say whatever he wants about your measurements because he's just trying to find the perfect person to wear his art and stuff like that. And like it almost starts off as like basically the movie's just about him meeting a new muse, and then are they gonna fall in love or is he just using her? And that's the movie.
Yeah, you get the sense from the beginning of the movie that he meets these muses, he uses them to his benefit, and then when he's tired of them, he just discards them.
Yeah.
Then he eventually meets the one, or a new one, but she doesn't let him discard her. She becomes almost as a bit manic in her obsession over trying to get him in a vulnerable place, right? She's just
because she knows that he has this to her or whatever,
right.
And he just thinks that he's covering it up or whatever.
And I mean, they play off each other well. They go back and forth. There's a lot of dynamic things happening. There's a lot of really cool scenes that are very long and drawn out, and then there's just a turn. But it's so subtle that if you're really paying attention and you're watching these people perform their craft, it's very well done.
Also, I would like to say that possibly has a better jump scare than Insidious the Last Key does.
Which one are you talking about?
When I'm just gonna say when he's sick in bed, and then
don't tell me because I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk to you later about it. But
by the way, he's sick in bed multiple times. So that's not even a spoiler.
Yeah. Okay. But there's just one thing that was like that got me more than a lot of horror movies in the past have. But it's a pass. I can see why it's getting all the recognition it is. It's just I'm starting to feel like I still have to watch There Will Be Blood, but I'm starting to feel like PTA isn't my guy.
It's a bit fun. I feel like Punch Drunk Love and Phantom Thread are not what you should judge Paul Thomas Anderson on.
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights is great. There Will Be Blood, I think, is probably my favorite. Magnolia.
Would you compare Punch Drunk Love and Phantom Thread?
I would say those two are the most like each other, and everything else is a bit different.
Okay. Because it was almost impressive how like I felt the exact same way after both of those movies ended, where I'm just like, okay, I can see why people like it. The guy knows how to make a movie.
You want to see something that, if you want something a little more that kind of grabs you, see Magnolia, because that has Tom Cruise in it, and he's just like, he's so magnetically, you just can't look away when he's on screen in that movie.
All right.
Or There Will Be Blood, because that's, honestly, I think that's Day-Lewis's best performance.
Okay.
I've seen the milkshake scene. I can concur.
It's so good. So go see Phantom Thread.
Yep.
And Proud Mary.
If you've ever thought to yourself, this is a good movie because this is what good movies are supposed to be, go see Phantom Thread. You'll appreciate it.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it for this week.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully
we'll be back next week with some.
Hopefully it'll be better. But
hopefully the ratio is going to go up.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the week that every single one's a fail. March.
Oh, I'm not.
It's gonna be the week that Tomb Raider and Rampage are out.
Dude, okay. Saw a new trailer for Tomb Raider. Didn't look bad.
Okay.
I'm excited about
I
it.
saw the same trailer. Still a
right there
fail.
for Tomb Raider.
I feel like it's very presumptuous for you to fail it before it comes out.
Absolutely. I said this at the beginning of the movie, and I think we should adopt this. We should not go in thinking, when is it going to fail? We should go in thinking, okay, impress me.
Yeah.
Let's
we
see
did
it.
that with
Let's
Proud
see it.
Mary, but I said to stick your hands up the first time you know it fails, and it was the first
30
scene.
seconds.
Yeah.
30 seconds
It's
in.
when she
It
opened
was
the
out.
door and
It
it's the kid.
completely gone.
Like she sees the kid.
All right. Enough Proud Mary. Never talk about this movie again.
Until next week when we compare our worst movie to it.
Yeah,
That's been Movie Pass Fail. I'm Mike Lehman.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Noah.
And we'll see you next week.